Hi everybody, Carol here. Thanks for coming by. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I made the first card in my 10 cards, one kit, Simon Says Stamp, July 2018 card kit. That's a mouthful, but I did have it in the video about a day or two ago. But I said I will not have time to demonstrate it, so I want to show you now how that is made. I call it an accordion box, shadow box card, and these are the dimensions. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 tall, and you cut 4 of those. And 2 of them will be accordion pleated, 2 of them will be plain. And I'll explain that more later. But what I do is I score every 1/2 inch. But what I also do is score every inch on one side and every inch on the other side. I start at the 1/2 inch mark on the first side, and I start at the 1 inch side mark on the other side. And I wanted to show you, maybe you can see those score lines there. But so in other words, it's a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2 inch, 2 inch, so forth, but scored on different sides of the paper, because that does make for easier folding. If it's the side that it's scored on, that's generally the side you want to fold. You will come out with an extra 1/4 inch. The first time I made it, I didn't care if I left that 1/4 inch on there for a tab, but later I kind of found it to just be in the way. So I'm folding this up now, accordion style, and giving it a good burnish. You can burnish it throughout. You can burnish it after every fold if you want to. But I'm taking it to the trimmer, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off that extra 1/4 inch. You don't need it, and it's just kind of cumbersome. I think it kind of gets in the way. So I'll cut that 1/4 inch off. Now on the next piece, I will cut it off first before I do the folding, which is the better way to do it right there, in my opinion, while it's still a flat sheet of paper. But fold up the 2 pieces. Those are actually going to be the sides, the accordion, and then the 4th piece you actually will do something different to, and I'll show you later. Now I squished those up with one of those pins and clipped it tight so it can get a little more shape. I'm showing that Simon Says has in this kit a die for these flamingos, and I cut out 3 of them. 2 of them face one direction, 1 faces the other direction. They are embossed from the die. These have not been stamped, and so I had to kind of, on the one facing the opposite direction, I just had to follow the lines of the other 2, and went over the wings and the tip of his beak, and colored them in, the beak with the black Millennium pen, and his eye, and the top half of his beak with a little strip of white from the white Jelly Roll pen. You can also use the Versamark little pen if you want to, just to give a darker color. It's not a color, it just darkens the color of the paper you have. Now when I went to glue this down, and by the way, I've had the glue setting up on this, a Tombow Mono Multi glue, let it dry. I could have glued it to the back. It doesn't really matter. I could have slid that in between the folds and glued it, but I didn't particularly want that strip of paper to show on the back. I thought it would be better to have it on the inside, and it will be covered up when the card is folded up. So that's what I did. You just match up the sides, mash them down, and then start to make the little petitions on the inside, which I have little strips of sand for the flamingos to stand on, as you can see there. There are 3 of them, 2 of them in my card. I made 1 3/4 inches tall by 4 1/4, and the back one I made 2 inches tall, just to give a little dimension. And I'm going to disassemble it for you to see how this works. The flamingos, the first one I glued all the way to the back with the glue on the back of the feet. The other 2, I'm putting the glue on the front of the feet. And I actually put the glue on the back of these two at first. I was going to do it a different way. So I had to put that little white sheet of paper back there to protect it from sticking to everything. I'm just showing that I mashed those feet down, not with the pencil, but just with anything really. So now the third piece that I'm putting in right now, nothing sticks to it. These are glued. They can be glued to the front of the pleat or to the back of the pleat. It doesn't really matter. If you just have plain white paper and you want to turn it into beige, this is some old cardstock I have. You could, not the pink pencil, but you could use a brown pencil or the Versamark pen to just darken that. Go around the edges, at least that's what I did, with the makeup sponge and some neutral ink to give it some highlight and show more depth in the card. The blue in the back, I just made myself a little cloud stencil. It's no big deal. I just made some bumps and I went over the top with a light blue, turned it upside down, and used a darker blue for the water. And then did the Simon Says stamp sun that's in the kit. And so now I'm gluing all of that down and bringing in the last flamingo, and I'm going to glue it to the back. And I'm using the tweezers here to help me, gluing it to the back of that pink sheet of paper. And I want it to overlap a little bit. I kind of want his head to stick out over the frame, excuse my hair, to give real dimension. And so there it is. It's complete. I did the little, I went through the stamp set, the sticker set that came in the kit and picked out a heart. There are lots of hearts. I did the flamingo from the stamp set with just highlighting with ink the word flamingo and mounted it on white, mounted it on black, put it a little bit above, I think 1.5 inches from the bottom. Now this is how I did it. This is just showing the plain white sheet of paper. You could put pattern paper on that. You could decorate it with stamps yourself. And then I just picked out a rectangular die. That one was not the right one. It was too big, so I went back and got the next size. And that's the one. And put it on there. And again, just kind of measured, eyeballed it about where I thought I wanted that to be. Put it on there, cut it out, and I actually went around the inside edges with the neutral ink because I thought that really set it off, and made it pop. And then you glue that on. I would glue the sides of the accordion. It makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion, to glue that front onto it. So there you have it. I hope you got some ideas. You can do your background the way you want to with the water and the sky. I was going to show you from the sticker set other things you could use, like the cactus or the watermelons or the birds, or even like the camera, let it hang down. There's so many things you could do with this accordion. And so I'm showing you what it looks like turned up. So I hope you enjoyed this and will get some ideas from it. It's just, they're, endless really. And give it a try. So I'm going to put at the end the big 10 card kit that I had and let you see that, and maybe go back and look at it if you haven't seen it already, and some other videos I have too. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.